Hi there, so my name is John Crowcroft and I'm the Marconi Professor of Communication Systems in Department of Computer Science and Technology in the University of Cambridge, and I'm going to give a very quick talk about some of the things I've done since I have been involved as a Fellow of the Royal Society. I was made a Fellow, I don't know, 2013 I think. So I've been in Cambridge since 2001, and before that I was at University College London, where I was a Professor of Communication Systems, working on the internet from 1981 till now. And I'm talking to you right now from a lovely place, which is in Italy. You might recognize it because if I turn around here and you see the glorious background, that's the perfectly named bridge. That's the academic bridge, so non-academic, it works. And there's various kinds of boats going to and fro. Anyway, so things I do with the Royal Society since back then, the kind of fairly common experience I worked on as sectional committees 4 for a while, and then we created the sectional committee 0 for computer scientists, numbered 0 because that's where numbers start, of course. And so more interestingly, as an experience, was working on 2 particular things I'd like to briefly mention. One was that I work with the Library Committee of the Royal Society, which has various activities, and one of them is running events for people interested in the history of various things. And obviously, being from computer science, the history I was interested in was that of computer science, not a very old subject. Really goes back to Charles Babbage and Ada Lovelace. But the bit that we wanted to do was catch people still alive who'd worked in the early stages, 1950s onwards, of UK computer science. And we had a lovely day workshop where people were able to reminisce and exchange stories about all kinds of interesting things going way back to early computer music and obviously AI, which was a big deal 50 years ago, and of course is now again a big deal. So that was kind of cool, and it went very well, and it was a typical kind of library event. The other thing I briefly mentioned is that the policy unit at the Royal Society obviously works on lots of things to give scientific advice to the communities, government, industry, and so on. And the thing that we were interested in particularly was the problem of privacy and the burgeoning quantities of data being bandied about by various agencies from government, industry, civil society, and so on. And so we wrote a report which gathered together the best knowledge we could find on privacy-enhancing technologies, and it was basically a state-of-the-art report, and that was 4 years ago. And then more recently we added an update, a second report, which was about privacy-enhancing technologies with use cases, the use of mechanisms to allow people to work on more data, but with better privacy, in particular areas like healthcare and finance and economics. And that's seen widespread interest and hopefully usefulness from various people out there. So that was a typical kind of thing where we're publishing carefully edited and curated content that can be widely disseminated and is neutral. It's not coming from a big tech company, it's not coming from a government-funded project, it's coming from volunteer effort and so on. And obviously, there are many other things that one can get involved in at the Royal Society, but those are kind of nice examples, I think, of things that I found to be fun, and they were very enabling, because the Society obviously can act to convene the people from all over the world, to do the really very best, and then have an impact. So that's it from me, and I will probably re-record this with less background noise, but it is quite a nice view though, as you can see. And there is that bridge. If I walk around the corner you get the Rialto, but I'll stop there.